Hey beautiful people, so I'm just jumping in today. Basically, I just want to talk into something that came up for me on the weekend, and that was I was having a conversation with someone, and it was quite a open, raw, honest conversation, and they just said, they expressed, they're like, I'm not good at expressing my emotions or feelings and talking about them and all the things. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, neither am I. I'm not great at it either, or I haven't been great at it. And they just kind of looked at me and they're like, what? Yes, you are. You're the one that started this conversation and all the things. It was a great reflection for me, first off, of how far I've come in the way that I communicate and the way that I will speak to what's real for me, what's on my heart, what I want, what I don't want, all of that kind of stuff. So it was a great reflection there. But I also wanted to speak into the fact that it's still hard for me, right? It's still uncomfortable sometimes speaking up or asking for what I want or setting that boundary. I do it because I want to actively practice it and I want to build the muscle of doing it. But basically that's what it's taken, right? Is me looking at how I am currently communicating in my relationships and then deciding to communicate differently and bringing my conscious awareness to how I communicate in all of my relationships. When it comes to I'm not good at expressing my feelings, all of that, I ran that story as well. I fully ran that story to the point where I used to try and talk about things and just when you just can't articulate, you can't find the words, all of that. I guess have let go of that story a little bit because I can be bad at communicating what I feel, but I choose not to be. And it's not we're born this way. We actually choose not to speak our truth. We choose not to, express how we're feeling, what we want, and all of those things. And it's literally a choice. And we do it to protect ourselves, right? Because if I express what I want, if I express my emotions, my feelings, and it's not accepted, in other words, it's rejected, that's how we view it, right? Then that hurts. Because we literally have it wired into our system that we want to belong, we avoid a scenario where we could be rejected, which is why we avoid talking about how we're feeling, we avoid talking about emotions and all the uncomfortable stuff and putting ourselves out there and saying to someone, hey, this is how I feel, or this is what I want. But what I want to get at is that in the book 12 Rules for Life by Jordan B. Peterson, he talks about how what you run away from, your system, your mind, you then deem unsafe. And so what we're doing is by not speaking up, by not, expressing how we feel, every time that we hold that in, every time that we avoid having the conversation because it's uncomfortable, we're actually coding it into our bodies, into our systems, that it's unsafe. And then just like anything, just building the neural pathways, it's it starts as just a little track that we've walked on a few times. And then because we just keep going on it and keep going on that track over and over again, it becomes stronger, it becomes deeper, and that becomes our normal. But you also get to challenge that, and you also get to create new neural pathways. And that's exactly what I've done is in my relationships, I have practiced, open communicating, and I've practiced putting myself out there and getting rejected, and I could speak on this for ages because I'm very, very passionate about communication, and it's still something that I'm working on, right? I'm not perfect at it, and it's still uncomfortable for me. Just because I might put myself out there more and do it more often doesn't mean it's less uncomfortable for me. I still feel that, but I can feel the discomfort, but then I get to decide, great, the discomfort's there, the fear is there, what do I fucking decide? What do I want? Am I going to, step back and not actually speak into what's real for me, not tell this person how I feel, not, tell them what they've done is okay or not okay, or whatever the fuck it is, not set a boundary, not put myself first? Am I going to do that? Am I going to fucking completely disregard myself and my needs? Or am I going to fucking step up, and am I going to say what I need to say? It comes down to the discomfort is there, but it comes down to what are you going to choose? So when you're having conversations with people, you get to practice doing the opposite of what you would usually do, particularly if what you would usually do is bite your tongue or not say how you're feeling or not say like what's real for you. Like, that's all it takes. That's all it takes is breaking the fucking pattern, is, you know, doing the different thing. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. But you also, like, it doesn't go away. And you know, the more that I do it, the easier it definitely gets. And it's still uncomfortable. And that's amazing, because that's just my old patterns, that's my fears, and those fears are there for a reason. So I get to see them, I get to like let them be there, and then choose what I do. So I just wanted to put that out there, like for anyone who is like, oh, I'm not good at expressing my emotions. Yeah, of course you're not, because you're in the habit, you're in the pattern of not expressing your emotions. If you want to get better, then fucking start expressing them, right? Anyway, sending you guys so much love. Have an awesome rest of the day.